Hello, OP10 is finally live on the sim. Massive shout out to my Batsu. I know he's been working overtime on this one. And first up is Kid. I want to start with this guy. He seems like a lot of fun. His core strategy is all around trashing your opponent's life, denying them resources, whilst using your characters as blockers to defend your own and establish a nice meaty board that's really annoying for your opponent to interact with. So, his leader effect on the end of your turn, you can flip the top card of your life. If the top card of your life is already face up, you can't do this. You set one of your 3 to 8 cost characters with the supernova type as active, and then that character becomes blocker. Really strong, really strong. Having just like a big dude, I mean, case in point, we're playing vanillas in this deck. We're playing on 6 Don, you can play this 6-8 vanilla, and then you can use your leader effect. And yes, it does work if the character is already active. You can give this Cavendish blocker. And then your opponent's got to deal with a 6-8 blocker. Crazy. And then in your next turn, let's say you take a life, you can attack with your Cavendish, and then stand him back up and give him blocker again. Really good defense. Very different take on yellow compared to Enel, which is all around sort of annoying your opponent with removing their stuff and healing. This is based on annoying your opponent by removing their life and healing. I guess it's quite similar to Enel. Either way, the Kid leader, this is my initial build. It's not going to be perfect. These are my very first few games with Kid. I've not played any of this guy before, so please excuse my misplays. Got 2 of the Shirahoshi blocker. This is really nice to drop at the end of the game alongside like an 8 or a 7 cost. And you know what this guy does. Hard for opponents to interact with if they're focused on KO. 4 of the Satori, trigger 2k. Great stuff. Our life is typically high, so he's significantly better than Frankie in this build. But yeah, you know Satori, cracked card, really cool. 2 of the Kiku Nojo is sort of a little bit of a rogue pick in this deck, but I really like her. It's another one of those bodies, she's not a supernova sadly, but it's another one of those bodies that's really annoying to deal with. You can obviously get her as a trigger, which is excellent. Even just playing this out on 4, if you don't have another 4 on play, it's just annoying. Your opponent, if they want to kill it, they've got to kill it that turn, and killing a 4 on 5 isn't easy. And then after that, your opponent's life's going to be at 3, you're going to get a heal, that heal is face down notably, so that you can use that with your leader effect. 4 of the ace, best yellow top end in the game, this deck's no different, heals face down, so you can stand up something else, give it blocker. He's not supernova of course, so you can't stand him, he's also higher than 8 cost. Regardless, heal, rush, effect, crazy. 2 of the Robin, again, this is sort of a card that I've put in. I don't know if this will be good in the end, but it seems really nice at the moment. Like I say, on 4, you can play out Hawkins, maybe you trash one of their life. Then you play out Nico Robin, trash another one of their life. They've already lost 2 lives and 2 cards. It really starts piling on the pressure. This body is no joke. 6/6 is fine. It's at that sort of threshold where it's annoying to remove. Can't be bounced by something like Law. And also, it costs like quite a lot for a black to remove this. For example, in a Smoker deck, their Toshigi leader effect combo hits a 5. So you're outside the range of that, which is pretty nice. Then we've got 8 vanillas, 4 5/7s, 4 6/8s. Big vanillas in the deck like this just make sense. They're nice big blockers. They can attack in on the next turn. You can even restand them. And yeah, these nice big chunky blockers really do help with defending your life in that early to mid game. For the Hawkins, this is one of the all-stars of this new deck. He is a 4/5 supernova with 1k counter. Trigger, draw 2 trash 1. So if you don't need him, he's got a really good trigger. On KO, trash 1 of your opponent's life. Nuts. And of course, this works with your leader effect. On 4, you can play him out, you can give him blocker, then you can block your opponent's swing and trash their life for the privilege. Really annoying card, really frustrating. Of course, this can be bounced by the Law in Doflamingo, but that's one matchup. Into black, they remove him with a KO effect, maybe a Lucci, maybe a Brook. You trash their life. This is such a good card. Really strong. Can't sing this card's praises enough. Great stuff. Next up, for the Luffy Searcher, he searches for supernovas. We're a supernova themed deck. Of course we're playing this. Enough said. The main man of the deck, 8 cost Kid himself. They love printing Kid at 8 cost. And he has 9,000 power this time, so a little bit stronger than set 1. And on play, you can rest him, similar to the set 1 one. And then you trash one of your opponent's life, similar to the Onk of Hawkins, right? But he doesn't have to leave. And then you can stand him back up with the leader effect, make him a blocker. Really, really frustrating card to deal with. Takes one of their resources, massive blocker. Next turn, attacks for 9, because this is pretty hard to deal with, especially active, right? If you play carefully, your opponent cannot deal with this outside of hard removal, like black. So this is really good. And on top of that, end of your turn, if your opponent has 2 life or less, which, let's be real, at this point in the game, they're going to, draw 1, trash 1. So we play a lot of bricks here, right? We've got 4 of this brick, 4 of this brick, a couple Kikus, a couple other cards here and there. It just filters out your bricks, filters out cards you don't need. So your opponent's under 3 life, you can just filter out the Nico Robin. When your opponent's at 0 life, you can filter out the Hawkins, just get rid of him. If you just draw in vanillas, you don't need those, you can get rid of those. Really good. If you started getting 2 of these on the board, you've trashed 2 of your opponent's life, you've got these massive blockers, and you're drawing 2, trashing 2 at the end of your turn. It's really wild. This card is excellent. For the X-Drake, this is a really low-key pick for one of the best cards in the set. Yellow 2k, Supernova type. Activate main, you can rest him. So that works against Teach, and that's notable. If the number of your life cards is less than or equal to the number of your opponent's life cards, which, of course, you've got to play around that. Think fast. You rest a 4. So this is great for getting around blockers at the end of the game. Of course, similar to something like a Lime Juice effect. Also, into Teach, you can rest their Jesus Burgess, and then attack into it. Start taxing them cards. You can also do the same with Laboon. This card's really genuinely quite good. Of course, he's searchable, so we're going to be playing him anyway, even if he was bad. But this is going to see a lot of play in a Nell too. This card's really strong. Don't sleep on X-Drake. 4 of the new 7-cost lore. This is one of the new secret rares from the set. He's a 7/9. Great stat line. Supernova, so we can find him and use him as a blocker. And what he does is, on play, you reveal a Supernova character from your hand and it to the top of your life face down, which is important because then your leader effect procs, right? Then, if your leader has the Supernova type, give them Arrested Don. That part is more relevant for the green-yellow lore, but it's still a nice little bonus, right? It's effectively a 6-cost 9k, because you get 1 Don for free on your leader, and you get to heal. I will say we don't have the craziest targets for this. You can play the Hawkins just to get a bit of a cycle going, or you can put this lore here, and he is a 4/5 2k, no effect, but trigger if your leader has a Supernova type, which we do, and the total life on the board is 5 or less, you can play it. So maybe you can get free body, maybe you can get a bit of a cycle, but even just putting like a Kid on top of your life, it's a heal, right? 7 cost to heal and give a Don, and then you've got a 9k blocker. So efficient, man. This card is so efficient. Of course, unlike things like Yamato and Ace, the heal does have to come from your hand. If you don't have a Supernova, it sucks. But we play a lot, right? We play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 32 Supernova cards. So you'd be pretty unlikely to not have one. And he can even put himself there, of course, which is relevant because these are named the same. I've gone over this. I've got 2 of the 0 cost. You don't need this. Like I say, you do have the cycle with Kid. But 2's not bad. It's just a bit of counter. And the trigger sometimes says win the game. And again, I'm fully leaning into the trash with this deck. Got a couple of the Soul Pokers. Not sure this card's very good, but it's a lot of fun. You get this as a trigger. It's like the most obnoxious trigger in the game. With this deck, I'm just aiming to be as annoying as possible to my opponent, but in a different way from Manel. Sort of. But either way, these are my first few games. Please excuse any misplays. These are, of course, not ranked. I don't believe ranked is updated yet, at least at the time of recording. But this is a really fun deck. Definitely give him a go. And thank you for watching. Kid versus Usopp. Gonna see how this one goes. We're going first. I don't mind the Gadatsu going first. That seems pretty decent. We can dump the Shirahoshi. So I think I'm gonna go with a keep on this one. No card action. We've also got the Basil Hawkins, which is quite nice. to get down pretty early, get rid of one of his lives immediately. Pretty cool. Grabs a Rebecca and a Corridor Coliseum. Gonna probably play the Corridor Coliseum. Getting rid of a blocker to play out that. Very nice. I think we will play out the Shirahoshi, so we'll swing 6 and then just play out the Shirahoshi. Get her going. Not sure if he'll be playing any much bottom deck. I know a lot of the... No need for that. I know a lot of the Usopp builds that I've seen from the East have been more focused on the Dressrosa stuff than the Navy, which doesn't do so much bottom decking. I think we'll just take this one. Gonna go no trigger on that. I think I'm fine to keep him. He won't be bad later on. And whether or not we play the Gadatsu or something else, what's this? This is a 5 cost. Gadatsu cannot hit that, because we can only hit 3. So we'll be going with the Basil Hawkins, I guess. That's fine. Yeah, this is going to get the effect, the draw 2 trash 1. We can probably block with the Basil Hawkins and just let it die. That seems fine. Yes, maybe we could have trashed the Gadatsu, actually. It's fine, it's fine. We're learning, we're learning. We're going to attach. Attack in for 6, get another card out of his hand, get a nice 2k here. And then we'll play out the Basil Hawkins. I will give it blocker. Could also play out the Kiku Nojo. I don't hate that, but I think we'll go with the Basil Hawkins in the first instance. He's going to counter this with a 2, unless he doesn't have one. Oh, gives us 2 1s. Wow, that's not good for him. That is not good. Going to deploy this, end the turn. Yeah, we'll use the card action. Give this blocker. So now when he attacks him, we can block and trash his life, which is pretty cool. This card seems really toxic. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to enjoy playing against this. Because unless he can bounce this to hand, which I don't think he can on 6. On 7, they have the Rebecca and Kairos, of course. 5 on 5. We'll go no blocker. We'll give him this Gadatsu. The Gadatsu not going to do very much. Potentially I can take one of these, actually. Thinking about it, because then we can't... Otherwise we can't give blocker to something else next turn. Yeah, learning. Learning how to play is hard. But I guess if he bounces this, then... Okay. Well, he did that. So we'll trash a life. Get rid of a Bartolomeo. Not bad. Not bad. And then he's going to attack in. 6 on 5. Gets his draw 2 trash 1, of course. We are supposed to take this one. Do we want to use the trigger? I think we do. Don't think we need any more of those. And we definitely don't need any Gadatsus. Gadatsu's not cooking. He's got 2 up for something. Unsure what. Think we can go with a Luffy. We could go 8 and then just drop the Basil Hawkins. That's not bad. Yeah, this guy's just kind of cracked, this kid. He's really strong. We could go with the Luffy, try and find the big Cavendish to act as a big blocker this turn. I don't mind that. Let's try that. Let's try and find the big Cavendish. We don't get the big Cavendish, but we do get a Law. Law would probably be good. Would have been nice this turn as well, but we simply don't have the Don, but that's fine. So in that case, we'll swing in... do we want to try and get rid of this? I really do, but I think we're going to just go 7 on 5, keep pushing the aggro. Because we can play out this Basil Hawkins and just trash another one of his lives. So if he takes this, now he's going to be down to 0. End the turn, use the card action, give this blocker. There's the Cavendish. There is the Cavendish that we were talking about. Here's Rebecca. So he can probably bounce this with something like a Kairos. That's fine. Yeah, and does play the Zoro. Gonna bounce this. Can KO. KO's the Shirahoshi to give us a life. Look at this stack. What a time to be alive. 5 on 5. We'll give him a... we'll give him the Hawkins at this point. I think that's fine. And we've got a 6 and a 7, presumably. 6, we'll cancel this one as well. We'll give him the Satori. Then I'll take this one. That's all good. Resolve that. We get a Gadatsu. He's not very useful. So, if we go with this, our life is unfortunately face up. But we can get rid of the last of his lives. We go with the law. We don't have anything good to put in the top of the life, which is a little bit of a shame. But we can just put something there and give him the blocker. I think I'm fine to get rid of the last of his lives, because then he has to have a blocker. And we can, like, rest it with an X-Drake. No, but we'd have to be at 0 lives. I guess we go with the law, right? We go with the law. We can put the kid on top of the lives. And yeah, that's fine. And this gives a rested Don as well, right? It's insane. There's so many things. So you do this first. We'll put the kid on top, then give him a Don. Crazy. And let's go 8 into Cavendish. Try and get rid of that. And we do. And he doesn't get the draw because he has too many cards in hand. And we will use this. We'll give this blocker. So this is going to get us out of 1 hit, which is really nice. And we've got a couple 2Ks, which can get us out of another one. I'm happy to take a couple swings here as well. Probably happy to... I don't want to take a 5. We'll go no blocker, give him the Gadatsu on that. But yeah, I don't mind, like, taking... do I want to take that? Not overly. We'll give him an X-Strike here. I don't mind taking 2 hits for sure. 2's fine. Go no blocker, resolve, no trigger. No blocker, resolve, no trigger. Not sure what he's got for 7. Maybe another Kairos. Maybe don't know. Hard to say. 12. Okay, we'll take that. I will use that trigger. We'll get rid of the Kikunojo to get the Satori down. Then he goes with the Frankie blocker. Okay. So we can use the X-Drake to rest the Frankie. Or we can not do that. If we go with the Ace, we can probably get rid of both the Zoros and the Rebecca. And heal up to 2, which seems good. And then restand our law and give him blocker. That seems good to me. Let's do 5 into Rebecca. Cool, Rebecca's gone. That was easier than I thought it might be. Let's do 5 at lead. With the Satori. Because he has to give us a card here, right? Yeah. Let's do 9. If we do just like 9 at lead and then 10 at lead, that's also pretty good, right? What's this summoning? This is summoning, like, there's a Barto blocker he can summon. That's probably about the best thing, right? Let's go into the Zoro. I'm going to use that. Okay, summon the Barto blocker, maybe? Summons a Leo. Okay. Going to use his Leo effect. We'll see what he does with that. He's going to grab 2 and send 1 to the trash. Sorry if my commentary is a little bit less than usual. This is my first game with these decks. This is my first time playing these decks. So it might take a little bit. Draws a Kairos and a Soldier. Getting rid of a Cavendish. Okay. Well, let's go with Ace. Gain a life. And then attack in... How much are we scared of dying? Not that much, honestly. Not that much. Especially with this as a blocker. Did he ever save this Zoro? He could. Let's clear one of the Zoros. We don't need to go too aggressive yet. And we'll end the turn there. Use the card action, stand this up. So we're going to draw another Law as well. So we can actually slow the game down again. Which is interesting. That is interesting. He's on all 10. 5 and 5. We'll go... I'm just going to block this, honestly. I'm just going to use the blocker. Get some value out of him. Why not? If he wants to slam massive into here, we've got a 5k counter. We can protect some of these things. We'll go... No on that one. He does have the corridor, which is something we do have to consider. He could play out the Kairos that we know he has. Bounce our Satori. 9 on 9 is going to be a big no. He wants to play out the Kairos and then bounce the Satori and then ram into something. That is reasonable. Goes with the Rebecca. Draws a card. And then you've got to assume he's going to play the Kairos, right? The Kairos seems good. There's the Kairos. And something rested. Don't know what he would be playing rested. There's many options. Nothing. Okay, nothing rested. Just going to return the Satori to hand and then do 12 into 9. Well, we can defend this, right? And he has no blockers. So I think we should. This seems very favourable for us. This seems good. Now we can trash his life for 8. We'd then have 7, 9, 10. This would be 7, 9, and then that's guaranteed, right? Yeah, I think that's guaranteed, right? Because he's got no blockers. No. Cool. Deploy this, use the card action, trash 1 life. It was an Ice Age. Okay. And then it doesn't really even matter what order we swing these in. We can do 9. Yep, and he gives us 2, 2, 1. Then we can do 10. And he gives us 2, 2, 1, 1. And then we can do 7. Very nice. Nice win there against Usopp. Like I say, I'm still learning these decks. If you have pointers, please do tell me. I'm excited to get to grips with these leaders quickly. But that was a good game. Well played to Ronaldo. Didn't know he played One Piece. Who knew? If you're still watching this video, make sure you're subscribed for more OP10 content coming soon. Battle of the 2 new yellow decks. This will be interesting. Kid versus Law. Pretty cool. He's more of a bit of an aggro deck. We're more of like a control style deck, as I understand. So we get the Hawkins. The Hawkins is good. We've also got the Cavendish. This is looking like a pretty nice curve, especially going second, right? Got 4, 6, 8. Something we'll keep. See if he has any searchers to play. They have access to both the Bonnie Searcher and the new Luffy Searcher. Just going to go with the Luffy Searcher in the first instance. Grabbing a Cavendish. This is a really nice card for them. So yeah, this is the new law. He has Don X1 activate main. He has to have a cost of 5 total characters. It's kind of weird. He picks one up and then sometimes plays something from life. It's a pretty cool deck. We're just going to pass the turn though. And no need for any of that. Next turn, we can play out the Hawkins. We can swing 5. If he has a Bonnie Searcher, we'll have to swing into that. If not, we can get his hit through on his life, which is pretty cool. I really like this artwork for the new lore as well. It's really cool. We'll just take this first one. That's fine. We get a Luffy Searcher. Nothing too crazy. He's got 3 Don. I don't know what they play for 3. Not familiar. An X-Drake. Sure. Why not? Why not? I guess that kind of shuts off our Hawkins for a turn, but only really a turn, right? It's only for sort of 1 turn. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just swing him for 5, and then we'll play out the Hawkins anyway. There's nothing I'd really rather do on this turn regardless. We'll deploy this. End the turn. Do you want to give him blocker? Yeah, I think I do. And there's another one on the top. What a time to be alive. We can rest this to rest the Hawkins, of course, and then he can play out his Cavendish. Maybe swing 7 at life, maybe swing 7 at Hawkins. The choice is his. You've got to imagine if he's resting this, he doesn't want to attack into it, though. Okay, here's the beige. This is like a Hiyori effect. Pretty cool. He's going to get to cheat out the Cavendish and pick up the beige. There's the rest on the Hawkins. We knew that was coming. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. If he kills our Hawkins, he's going to be down to 2 life. Which is certainly something. It's certainly something. Next turn, we're just going to go with the Cavendish, give that blocker. I think, presumably he's going to be swinging into life. If he's resting the Hawkins, otherwise he may as well have just let it block, I guess. Don't know. It's interesting. There's more and more of these rest effects coming out, which is really nice. Because there's so much like on KO and KO protection stuff. Okay. Rush Zorro. Sure. This is a grief, right? We can just trash the Cavendish. Yeah. Nice beige, bro. Nice Cavendish. I don't think you thought that one through very well. I mean, it's understandable, right? These are new decks. We're not thinking too hard yet. But that's quite amusing. That made me laugh. So we can do 6. We'll take this one. I probably will use the trigger. Don't think we're going to need him. We'll trash... We don't need 2 kids. No, we don't need 2 kids. We'll trash one of those. This turn, we're going to be pretty simple. We're going to take out the X-Drake. I don't want that guy messing around. We need to do a cheap blocker later. He'll be pretty annoying. It's also something that he can pick up very easily for his leader effect, which is cool. You know what, this is also a 2k, but it's whatever. We'll deploy this, end the turn, use the card action, give this blocker. And we've got a Satori on top. So that's sort of a double whammy of cancer for our opponent. We've got this 8k blocker, which is wild. And we've also got a trigger guy coming out, which is also pretty good. I'm happy to trash the Cavendish here. And next turn we can even go with like Kid. We can give the Kid blocker. This is looking good. This is looking good, but they can do a lot of stuff, right? They can do a lot of stuff. I'm just going to take the free block. That seems fine to me. If he wants to pile 6 Don on here and swing into Cavendish, it's all good. Okay. What? So he picked up the Zorro. So he used leader effect to pick up the Zorro. YOLO'd his life. It was a restand Cavendish, which did nothing. Then he played the Zorro, and is now swinging 8 into 8. I'm going to go no on that one, and I'm going to give him 1 Cavendish. Interesting. We'll resolve this. Use the trigger. Getting rid of Luffy. Nice. Looking good. Looking good. Arouge. Pretty cool. Arouge is pretty cool. So we can drop this. Yep, we can drop this. Use the card action. Trash his life. It was an X-Drake. And now we can do 558. He has to counter that. He can, like, just. But either way, yeah. Really quick win against the law. I mean, he kind of trolled with the Cavendish, but he also YOLO'd into something. I don't know. That was certainly a game. That was certainly a game. Okay, Green Purple Dofi. Not strictly a new leader, but certainly one that gained quite a lot of buffs this set. He's going first. This hand pretty good. We've got the Hawkins. We've got the Cavendish. This is weird, right? Birdcage doesn't really interact very well with us because we restand our dudes. We'll keep this. Sorry, I'm keeping him waiting. We are trolling. He's got a Sugar Searcher. That's like a... It's the same as the... what's it? The Baby 5 Searcher? Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. We'll go with the Luffy. I think I'm just going to take a 2k here. Which one do we want? Probably this one. End the turn. No need for that. I'm not going to give my Monkey D. Luffy blocker. Oh, it only hits 3 to 8s, so I can't give him blocker. Actually, thinking about it, that'd be quite insane if you could just give your Searcher blocker. 5 and 5, we'll take this one. No trigger, we just get a Kid. I'm not thrilled about him, but it's fine. We can give our Hawkins blocker next turn, which is pretty cool. Should have probably protected that, actually. I'm getting used to this playstyle. I think I should have protected the against that swing. Grabs a 2-cost Sugar. Okay. He rests our Luffy for fun. When we play a character, he can rest it, but then we can attack into it with leader. And we can restand the Hawkins anyway, so I don't think this is very good into us. We'll attack this Sugar, get rid of that, Then we'll deploy the Hawkins. See if he wants to use this. Because if he does, we'll get rid of it. Yeah. I think this is a little bit of a blunder. But who knows? Who am I to say? End the turn. Use the card action. Restand this. And give it blocker. Crazy. Crazy stuff. So this is not a trigger I want to use yet. Or not a trigger I can use yet, even. There's a Rosinante. There's a Rosinante. And he doesn't even swing. Interesting. Interesting. I'm really tempted to go with this Soul Focus, I can't lie. I want to do it. I really do want to do it. It seems funny. Let's go... He's got a ton of the counter events, right, in this style of deck. Yeah, let's go 5 here. See what he does with the 5. He's going to take. Then we'll go 6. Then we'll do the Soul Focus. We can also just establish the Rouge. He's doing an off-white, grabs a Bellamy. What does this do? Blocker, when blocking, you can rest 2, ramp 1. That's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty cool. Either way, he's not going to see this coming. So he either trashes a life, or gives us a life, and he trashes a life. Okay. So end the turn. We can't use our effect to stand up the Hawkins, but that's kind of fine. I'm kind of fine with it. Next turn, we're going to 8, so we will get the kid. There's the Bellamy that we just talked about. That's pretty cool, honestly. I kind of like this guy. He seems pretty cute, especially with this leader, right? 7 into 5. We can just play this as well, right? That's a freebie. Yoink. Because we take this, and then the total is then 5, which is pretty sick. Don't believe he has any way to rest our Don. I think we're always doing this kid this turn, so let's just start swanging. We'll do 5, then we'll do 5, then we'll do 5, then we'll do the kid, trash a life. He's going to go the Bellamy to use the ramp effect. Pretty cool. So he can get that Doflamingo down next turn. Play out the Rosinante, start chaining some things. Okay, it died. Cool. Gonna go 5 with Law. Gonna take. Okay, now we're gonna go with the kid because he could, if he... Although I suppose if he takes again, we go 10, right? No, because he's got all these Rosinantes. Deploy this, use the card action, trash a life. We get over 2k. Nothing crazy. We'll attack him 5 on 5. This is useless now. He can just KO this for free. But it's fine. It's fine. It gives us a 2k there. Cool. Little bit of extra value. Yep, we'll draw on trash 1. Don't need any more of these. He's useless. And we'll use the card action to stand this up and give it blocker. Pretty cool. I'm liking this leader. He's really fun. Having these massive blockers is just so intimidating. It's really hard for your opponent to just do anything. Like next turn we can do this Law. Maybe put the Hawkins into life. That could be pretty cute. And then we can attack with the kid, give him blocker again. Get the draw 1, trash 1. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. I'm interested in protecting at least maybe both of these if I can. Depends what he wants to do with his Don. Okay, Doflamingo certainly is a play he can make. He should have swung first, right? Because he might have baited us into blocking with this. Either way, I think we're going to take. He headed out. Cool. Well, that was certainly one of the games. Usopp, we're going second. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I'm not a huge fan of those. This is nice. We've got the Luffy. We've got the Hawkins. If we can find an Rouge or a Cavendish, that would be cool. And then we've got the kid. Pretty solid curve. He's going to go with the Leo on the first turn. This is a really nice play for Usopp. The fact they gave him this, and it's like hard lock to him, is really cool, because he needs all the support he can get. What did he grab? A Frankie blocker and a Kairos. Cool. Nothing too crazy. And then he's got a trash 1. We'll see what he chooses to get rid of. I have seen Usopp is probably the most successful of the new leaders. But Kid seems pretty good too. I'm going to trash a Zoro. That guy's really good. This is like one of the best KO effects we've ever had. I'm kind of spooked about this getting summoned by Moria, right? Either way, let's go with the Luffy. We have a 2k. Do we want the Cavendish over the Arouge that much? Probably. I'll take him. He's cool. No on that. Yeah, if it's just like a swing of 5, I'll probably just counter, but their 3 Don turns... Sorry, their 3 Don plays are kind of weak. He might just do 8. He could also do 5-5, of course. But that's fine. Yeah, and the reason I think I want to counter is just so that when we start taking life aggressively to continue to chain our leader effect, that it feels less bad. I'll give him the Arouge here. We've got the Cavendish. It's simply better on evens, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, sure, 5-5, that's fine. Ooh, that's an interesting play. We don't want to use the trigger, definitely not, but that could be a play on 6. We get another one. So what's the requirement on this? If he has 5 or less cards in his hand. So we can take this out for free. He's not going to get a draw off it. Unless he wants to trash a card and... No, because if he defends it, he defends it, yeah. That's just a freebie. We'll do 5 on 5. And then we'll play out the Basil Hawkins, give it blocker. Will we use the blocker? Maybe. He gives us a soldier there to get his hand down so that he can start using leader effect, which is cool. We'll end the turn, use the card action, give this blocker. We've got a Shirahoshi on the top of the life. That's a really nice card. He does obviously play bounce, but a lot of his stuff is KO still, like this Zoro. So that will probably just buy us a life most of the time. Frankie comes down, and this Frankie's really nice, because combined with the leader effect, when he blocks with it, he gets to summon a 3, which at the moment is something like a Leo, but Leo is really good. And in addition to that, he gets to draw a card, of course. All that for 4 Don is crazy. Really good stuff. Gonna go 5 into 2. I think we just let this go, actually. I think we do just let this go. I don't think I'm that worried about blocking and getting rid of his life. We can use the Nico Robin this turn. This is going to die at some point anyway. So we'll go no blocker resolve. We'll let him have the Luffy. I'm not that worried about that. And he's got 1 Don maybe for a Leo. Nope, no Leo, no stage. Interesting. Well, let's go with... Let's go with the 5 from leader. Do have to remember this is only when he's at 3 or more lives, so if you choose to take this one, then we have to play the Nico Robin next. He's on 7 next turn, which is his Rebecca turn. We know he has the Kairos. I believe he took that off the Leo at the start of the game. Gonna give us a soldier. Okay. Let's go with another 5. And then we'll go with 6 for the Nico Robin Trasher Life. Seems good. And we trash a Moria as well, so that's a nice target to get rid of, to be fair. Yeah, I'm digging this. And because he doesn't have the Corridor Coliseum, he cannot rush into the Hawkins. Not that I'm sure he'd want to, and he can just bounce it with the Kairos, which is fine. What's this do? If one of your characters other than Sabo with an original cost of 7 or lower will be removed from the board by an opponent's effect, you may instead pick this up. Okay, so if we effect KO one of his dudes, he can pick this up instead. Seems fine. It's not too crazy. We'll take this one. No trigger. Yeah, this is not too crazy, but it is certainly something he can do. So we're going to have the kid. We're going to have him as a blocker. Really nice stuff. Think I will attack into the Sabo. Try and get rid of that. Yeah, we'll go 5 and 5. See if he wants to defend it. See if he lets it go. If he lets it go, he draws a card, which is pretty good. But you never know. He might defend it, might give us a card, and then maybe we attack it with the Robin. That's no problem. If he super saves it, I mean, we got a load of cards. He could be playing Pudding, being blue, but a lot of the time Usopp not on the Pudding. So that's somewhat interesting. And he does give us a Barto there. So that's pretty good because he can summon it with the Frankie. That is pretty cute. Let's do 6 on 5. He can block with the Frankie, summon the Barto. That could be a pretty nice play here. to be honest with you. Yeah, and I do think that's going to be what he goes for here. Just bring back that Barto blocker. Seems good to me. Seems good to me. Usopp effect goes first. Sure, he gets to choose, I guess. Yeah, because they happen at the same time. And he does something about that Barto blocker like we thought. But we're going to go with the kid. That's my phone. One moment. Excuse me. We're back. Use the card action. Trash a life. We get rid of an Ice Age there. Really good stuff. We'll use this first. We'll draw one, trash one. We could use another kid next turn, actually. It's not bad. Probably don't need... we definitely don't need the Robin, actually. The Robin is useless. And then we'll use this card action to stand the kid up. We have another kid, actually, so... that's certainly interesting. That is interesting. But yeah, Usopp having quite so many blockers is reasonably annoying for us. Of course. Because we don't play a ton of removal in this deck. Some lists are playing Godatsu. I've tried it out in a couple of these games you might have seen already. It didn't feel very good because we're lowering their lives very aggressively, right? When you're lowering their lives quite that aggressively, Godatsu just isn't killing anything. And I sort of get the idea, right? If they're saving their life with the with like cards, then the Godatsu kills their boards. I don't know, it wasn't working out very well. I've just gone for more of the vanillas. And I'm trying out this Robin. Not sure if this is good. It's a bit of a more of an aggressive life trash style. But, I mean, it's kind of cute. Kairos picked up the Sabo. He could have swung with it first. There's an Idio, another blocker. You hate to see it. Here comes Kairos. 9 on 6. So this can't attack. His only other attack is a 5. So we can protect this pretty freely, right? We just go block 1. Nice. And then we get to keep the Robin. And the Robin seems good. The Robin does seem good. And then he can attack 5 and we can take the kid. Or he can not attack 5 and we can not take the kid. We will take the kid. That way we can use our leader effect again to make one of our kids and blocker. X-Drake could be good if we aggressively go to 0. We are at 10. I'll probably play the Shirahoshi alongside the kid. That seems reasonable. So let's do the kid first. Use the card action, trash a life. Get rid of another Kairos. Always good to see the back of him. Then we're going to go 5. Then we're going to go 6. Then we're going to go 9. Get some nice swings through on him. Probably going to get rid of one of these blockers at the very least. You will get to draw a card off that, which is slightly annoying, but what can you do? Then we're going to play out the Shirahoshi blocker, so there's very little danger. I think we're in a good spot here. I do think we're in a good spot. Going to go with the 6. He can give us another 2k if he has it. And then block the kid's swing. He has to do that, at the very least. He does give us another 2. Then we can attack with that. Pretty good, pretty good. He's going to block with the Idio. Seems good. Draw a card. We'll drop the Shirahoshi. End the turn. Do these. Draw 1. Trash that for sure. Draw 1. Definitely trash that. And we use the card action. Flip this face up. Or standing up. We've even got an ace on the top, so we can do an ace next turn. If that's the best play we have, we can do that. I think we're in a really good spot here. He's down to 4 cards, only got 1 blocker, needs probably at least 1, maybe even 2 more. Or to remove some of our dudes. At the very least, this Robin has to go. But realistically, I think he needs to clear the kid as well. So sure, like a Red Rock, or maybe something like a Soldier plus Kairos combo. To bounce one of these, I think he's in a really bad situation, and we've seen 3 of them. 7 on 5. We got a lot of counter, right? I'm just gonna... Do we want to just block? Is he going for game? 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't be going for game. That's terrible. Just take. It's fine, I think. Feels like a Hound Blaze. He could get rid of the Shirahoshi, but he'd done that first. Taking the ace is always good. 9. Was he... I'm very confused. I'm very confused. I'll just block this, just in case he has a Hound Blaze. Even that, I don't think it helps, but yeah, I'm confused. 12. Well, we can just go block 1, right? Well, no, we'll just take this. We've got all the counter in the world. 9 into Kid. Block. Then we'll give him 1. And one of these Hawkins. Then 3 for something. 3 for a blocker that we can rest with our X-Drake. Seems good. He's got 3 cards in hand. Start with 9. Once he gets rid of one of these blockers, we'll rest the other with the X-Drake. And it is a 4, even though Usopp does give his guy +1. It's not enough. Gets the draw there. Cool, we'll deploy this. Activate main. Rest this. Then we'll go 9 again. And that's the game. So, well played to our opponent, but we were able to just get there. He can counter out of this one, maybe. Can't even counter out of a 9. Excellent. Yeah, GG's. Well played, Martin. Yeah, well played to our opponent. This matchup seems quite good for Kid. Removing Usopp's resources seems like something that he really doesn't like as a 4-life leader. Pretty cool. So, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of those games with Kid. This guy's so fun, really obnoxious, and yeah, like I say, people are not going to enjoy playing around this, I don't think. However, that's it for me today. I tried to get as many games against the new leaders as possible, just so we can showcase some of those as well. I'm not really trying to play against a million Doflamingos. But either way, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.